And welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, where I'm joined by education consultant Wendy Tilford, passing on some advice to parents. You have been involved with education for a while. You own the Huntington Learning Center in the Heights. Spent years to help figure out the best way to get education for our children. What kind of advice do you give, mainly for parents, to get their kids the best chance? As
they transition back into school, you really want to look at 3 things: set goals that will help them, prepare them as they transition back in. You also want to look at what didn't work and what didn't work last year, and what some things we can be looking at this year as we transition back in, and then set those expectations. Involve the student in the process. I think one of the things that we miss often is parents. We create these processes in place, but we don't engage the students, so we don't get that happy face or that agreement between the two. So you definitely want to involve the kids in the process to try to get them to buy in.
And you're right. I mean, parents are, I'm in charge, I'll do this, and we're going to do this, and then it makes a difference now. And kids these days, they really want to be brought into the process, don't they?
They really do. They want to understand why they're doing what it is that they do. And I think once we can get them to understand that, we can get better buy-in, for sure.
We get done with summer. Right through the summer, kids traditionally lose ground because of the kind of brain drain, if you will. What can you do now the summer's over to kind of make up for that? Or is it too late? Or
no, you want to get in a routine quicker than as soon as possible, for sure. Because as school gets ready to end, you want to work on math skills. Math facts is key. You want to read and write more around the house and just journal. You want to do some easy things, but not necessarily structured, but some fun activities for sure.
So they won't know that they're being tasked to do different things. It'll just be fun for them.
Correct. You want to make it fun.
So power to the parents. 7 insider secrets to unlock your child's educational potential. What pushed you to write this, and what do you want people to gain from it?
Yeah, so parents would, those 7 things are the same 7 things that parents would ask me, get my opinion about. And so what I want you to do is provide those tips in a book to give us as parents. I have a 1st grader and also a 4th grader, to give us the power back of our education, our kids' education and their future. And then provide easy to follow steps for them to be able to advocate and be able to ask the right questions at teacher meetings and at AUG meetings. It helps students with learning differences. So oftentimes I have families that don't really understand how to advocate for their kids in those meetings, and this book does provide those guides and steps to do that.
And so all of the grades of school are important. How do you suggest that most successful ways that parents can be more involved in finding the right kind of way for them to find the success? Because a parent's involvement is really key in a lot of this, is it not?
Yeah, in the book it talks about a comprehensive academic evaluation. It's like a physical, right? We go get physicals every year to make sure that our body is functioning and we don't have any issues. Where a comprehensive academic evaluation is one thing that I would recommend all families do as school gets ready to transition back in. Because then you can determine what were the skills that the student mastered previous year, and as they get ready to transition into a new school year, what areas do we need to work and support the student in.
And so that should be available when a parent goes in to ask for that? I mean, the school system should have that particular information, or are they going to have to structure something special for your request?
Yes, I mean, the book talks about that, of how they can identify different organizations or companies that do offer that to be able to provide that support for the kids, yes.
So many students, this is the start of their school year. It means college is not far away. I mean, some of them are. And so a lot of what you talk about, not only preparing kids to get back into elementary, but now you have a whole different mindset getting them ready for that next step, which is really a critical big step.
Correct. So you want to look at each step as a short term. Your long term is to get the student to college or tech school or trade school, but ultimately you want to make sure at each stage, kindergarten, elementary, middle school, high school, that they are mastering those skills as they continue to progress, so that we can get to the end goal. We don't want to get to 11th grade and figure out that our kid isn't reading or doing math at the level that it needs to be at. We want to start that early.
So you've been doing this for a while. Talk about your opinion about where children are in general now, in terms of, because I'm an eternal optimist. I'm always anticipating things are going to be really good. Based upon what we're seeing now among children, and they're coming into your centers to learn and try to learn more. What's your sense about how well we're doing as a society in terms of educating and making education a priority for our children? Yeah,
I think the key thing is that parents need to take ownership of the process. They have to understand more of what's going on, curriculum. They have to understand where their child is at each grade level, making sure that those skills are mastered, so as they transition, there's no issues as we see. I mean, a lot of times I see families where there are students that have skill gaps because those skills weren't addressed. that they grow over time, and then their frustration, the student become disengaged, they're not motivated anymore, all those different things begin to happen. So you really want to try to understand your child learning styles and how they learn and support them in that.
And what you're saying means the parents have to really lean in. I mean, this is a job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is something they just can't let somebody else do.
Well, the comprehensive academic evaluation will provide you with that guidance because it's data. So it'll let you know where your child is and how to support them in that.
Wendy, thank you so much. Wendy Tilford, for your contact information. We're going to put it on the Newsmakers page on clicktohouston.com
Yes.
so people can get more information about this. We're going to have you come back, okay?
Thanks.
There's a lot